6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. We are here on the first of the month, y'all. So, you know, we're gonna have a blessed day, a blessed show, all that good jazz. What's up? Happy October. So many people I love are born in this month. So many people. My family is full of October babies. They're full of Libras a lot too, but I got a lot of Libras around, and unfortunately, if you don't like them, they still there. They still there. They're very lovable though. I love me a good Libra. I got my daughters, my daddy, my granny, my nephews, some friends, uncles. It's a lot of people in October. It's a lot of people. So we go for the whole month that we're here, we're gonna always be saying happy birthday to somebody. So I know by the time I get on my show next week, my daddy's birthday will be done past because his birthday is coming up on the 6th. And all the other October 6th birthdays, the October 1st birthdays, the September 26th, all up to now. What's up? We got a Libra right here. What's up, Libra? But to everybody who's celebrating and enjoying their new year, enjoy it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time. It's y'all season. The scales are going to be on y'all side this season. All right. We got SW Live. What up, Pedro? How are thy? So yeah. We got a good show for y'all today. It's gonna be a quick show though, because when I tell y'all know I keep it real on my show, but I am super tired today. So I am going to get through my show. I actually changed my show at the last minute. I said yesterday, because my show actually was gonna be kind of heavy. And I think that I want to bring a guest on to have that conversation that show was gonna be about. So I decided to put that off at least until, if not next week, the week after. But so I wanted to do something a little bit more on the lighter side, something to, a little bit more engaging today. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna talk about dating, and yeah, that's one of my favorite topics. So are you dating the representative is going to be our topic today. And if you don't know what that means, we're gonna get into it. I'm always gonna break it down for you and make you catch you up to what's happening in this world. But let's jump into our quote. Chris Rock said, when you meet somebody for the first time, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. This is fairly true in many, many ways, because when we first begin to start dating someone, more times than none, we do come with our best foot forward. We come with the best intentions. We come with the person who we want them to see us as. And a lot of times, with that being said, it could be you're not getting the whole representation. You may be getting a half, maybe, but it's not a full representation of who you are. So that's why they call it the representative, because when you're first sitting and talking and dealing with someone, you're dealing with the person who you want that person to see. And no matter how many dates you go on or how many new people you meet, that's just kind of like the norm when it comes to dating. I I don't know if, and even as a life coach, I don't know if that's a terrible thing. I don't know. I don't have any real judgment for that or any like any negativity for it, but I also don't have like real support for it. So I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not you should meet the representative or not, because I think that if you're being more, I'm one of those people that feel like if you're being more of who you are, that gives the person the opportunity to go ahead and see right then or there if y'all if y'all need to continue conversing, talking, doing anything of that nature. That's how I feel. But because we're having a conversation based on the fact that this is really happening, this is really a thing, we're gonna go in depth about it. So when you meet someone, don't always put their eggs in that basket right then. Don't automatically just be like everything that they're telling you or that they're showing you is completely true. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go home jaded, like with the thought that, oh my God, like just continue to get to know them. Continue to give yourself time to get some understanding and full clarity of who you're dealing with. So this won't happen and have you sitting up there thinking that you're just because you could be sitting right across the hall, across the table from a serial killer and you just don't even know it. Same, that it's possible. So you got to be careful. You just don't take everything at first glance, at first conversation to be completely factual. A lot of these things are action. You got to have some action behind it. And I that's why I say I believe in being genuine about it, because I'm an action girly. I believe that what I display, if I put it on display, that's me. Like, you can question however you want, but that's going to still be the same person you get every time. What I showed you. Like, you're going to always receive that. So I believe that's way more prevalent than trying to go out and have a whole facade. So yeah, because of that, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into the conversation. Let it pull us in. When some people believe that when you're dating, you oftentimes are seeing the representative of the person, not the real person. And this means that individuals may present a polished or idealized version of themselves to their prospective partners. So you coming in there all, like, this is what I mean by not giving you're giving the representative. You may actually come into the space, into the room, and that person is like extra like quirky, like they have on their professional voice conversation. They're talking in like what sounds to be a polished skit of how they normally come out on dates when they're meeting someone. It sounds really rehearsed. A lot of it isn't genuine conversation, because normally when you're meeting someone and you're going out on a date, you're gonna have a genuine conversation, and it's going to be like it's going to be that type of conversation where one sentence or something leads to the next part of the conversation, or this leads to the next thing. It doesn't come off as like scripted, or you know what I'm saying? It don't do that. But when someone comes to the table like they're like a serial dater, they have a whole freaking rundown of what they're gonna say, how they're gonna say it, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it. Like, it's all there in consecutive order. So you can tell, you can just like, and a lot of times you can kind of just tell. Just pay attention enough. Don't just be so caught up in the fact that you're there with someone that you're not giving yourself the full understanding of who you're seeing in front of you. Like, don't just get caught into that the moment situation where it just feels like this is the moment. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's important to be true to yourself and allow the real you to come out in relationships while you're dating. This can help in building a genuine connection, and ultimately the experience of dating can differ greatly based on a personal value and dynamic of what you're building from the beginning. So if you coming in with the genuineness, you coming in with the values already forefront, you're not building on a lie. But if you come in and then now somebody be like, well, I thought you said, because that's what, and that does tend to happen when you get in the representative of someone, and it depends on how long they're trying to give you the representative. Maybe they thought it was going to be like a couple of dates and then it was just going to end, but now y'all like dating each other and liking each other and into each other, and it's now you're here, and now this person has to show you that they are exactly who they sent their representative to be. And then that's crazy. That's going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to even fathom, trying to keep up a facade for so long. How long y'all think people, how long do you actually think somebody could keep up with the fact that they said that they got all these properties, and then they're saying, no, you can't show a property? Like, how long do you think that happens? What happens between the truth and the lie? Like, what happens or the lie and the truth? You gave the lie up front, so now you got to figure out how you're going to be honest about it, because you really digging this person now. That's too much. That's bull. And then why? Now your relationship is literally based on lies. And it ain't even lies that you got that you even had to throw out there. No lies that you had to throw out there. They're just lies for nothing. Because you're trying to be impressive. That's insane to me. I don't understand. So, and I'm pretty sure that'll be insane to somebody else too. They'll be looking like, are you serious right now? Bro really told me this, and a lot of women, y'all, a lot of times y'all don't be knowing these women and these men are investigative FBI agents. They're going to find all that stuff out on y'all before y'all even be honest. And now you don't know why they not responding no more. You gotta it's just better to be honest. It's just better to be honest. Give that person the opportunity to show you who they are in all honest, from an honest perspective. We really don't have to come in lying and trying to make ourselves look like something that we're not. Okay, so it's again, it's important to be your true self and all that good stuff, and make sure when you're coming into even a dating situation that if you know that you're not going to be serious about this date, still don't go in there with the line. Just still be you, but also be honest if they ask if they have the opportunity to see you again. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie about that. Please don't. Just be honest right then, so it can go ahead and get off your plate. You don't have to even worry about you don't even have to worry about having to later on throw somebody off your trail. Just be honest about it up front. That's all. We have to do that, y'all. Because America full of liars. And if y'all don't start being honest about this stuff, you're gonna have people. You have people that's already hurting people behind their feelings. Don't put yourself. Don't be that one. Don't do that, because people they're not playing about their feelings now. And I personally believe that even if it's not right that people don't care enough about their feelings to slow down and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave her alone. No, they coming over there, slicing throats, shooting up people and all that. I personally believe that regardless of how we feel, like, oh, that's crazy, they mentally unstable for doing stuff like that. That's that person. We only can speak it for and do what we want, say what we won't do and don't do. You never can say what this person will or won't do to you. You're never in control of someone else's feelings. So just because you feel like they love you and not, and you know what I'm saying, a person saying they care about you or they done, and you might believe that that's true, but people coming behind y'all quick now about their feelings. Y'all better stop playing with people. So this is one of those times. And now nobody has time for that, and we too old to be perfectly honest. I be telling people all the time, y'all, we way too old to still be lying about stuff. One lie leads to another. Gotta keep lying, and then that's dreadful. My memory is this big. My memory stick when it comes to stuff like that. If it ain't especially if it's like a long time ago at this point, I might not remember the fine details. I may just remember the incident. So with my memory I cannot lie, because I'm not going to remember a lie. I said that one day to a coworker, and she was like, when you think about that, Shelby, that's very true. You gotta stack these lies up to keep them going. Cause we playing out here, all right. We read at least monthly about a partner or the ex of someone, even people that just get turned, like told that refuse, like when they come up and approach someone and they don't get the response that they're looking for, they snapping. Impossible me, I talk too much. So you ain't gonna be able to lie, keep up with it. I'm just not gonna try. I'm just not gonna try. I don't care enough to lie. Ain't got time to be remembering a lie. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Me too. I'm gonna tell myself every time, because I'm like, but that's why I don't even do it. But when I ever tried to lie about something, it always came back right to my face, because I ain't know. I'll be sitting there looking like, what you talking about? That's why, and even with them lies, they couldn't even been big lies. It probably was something petty and small. Because I'm not good at it. I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at it. I'm gonna make people look crazy. I'll be sitting there talking about, you must have been talking to somebody else. Because I ain't said nothing like that. I said nothing of the sort. She talking about instantly too. For real. Seriously. Forget. Boom. Said it and it's dead. And it's in this thought, out this mouth, out the just gone. It has dissolved. But because it's scary to reveal your whole self, dating feels like a job interview when you're being judged on how you look and everything you do and saying. That's why a lot of people lie. That's why a lot of people go into it giving their representative, because they feel like they're being judged, and now they got to keep up with what they have to keep up with that persona that gave, so they wouldn't feel judged or feel like that they're being trampled over. With their, like, you thinking to yourself, like, am I not enough? This person is saying this person is saying that, this person saying this, so now I just got to go along with it. Okay, if that's gonna be the case, don't go back out with that person again. Don't ever do it again. But y'all still go, because I be hearing people say all the time, I'm going for that free meal. You stupid. Buy your own food. Buy your own food. Because what? You're not even comfortable, and you're sitting and you're saying that you're gonna go again. I refuse. That's insane. Why would you go again knowing that you're knowing exactly that you are sitting up here unhappy, uncomfortable, all this because you talking about you eat it because you want to eat something? That's insane. We definitely too grown for that. So if you're out doing stuff like that and you still dating for those particular reasons, you don't need to be dating. You just don't need to be dating, because let's think about this. You out here playing in these people's face, and you acting like you serious about it, and you want to keep doing it, and they spending their money on you, and that's an investment, because dating is an investment. And we've discussed this several times. A person is investing in you. So if you're not interested in them, just be honest, so that the investment can stop. But a lot of y'all don't want to be honest and let the investment stop, because you like that running water. You like that faucet of what's happening to you in your life. You enjoying it. And now you sit up here, the playtime has now turned into, this is a relationship. It's a lot of people that started off in situations just as such, and now they hate each other, and they've been together for 20 years. But again, it's all in perspective. It's all in how you look at it. It's all in how you accept it. It's all in what you deal with. It's a lot of things that fall into it. But if you're gonna give that representative and let the false representative come and be your guide for your date for that evening, let's do it in another way. Let's do it in a way that'll be a benefit to both of y'all. Bringing the representative feels like the safer option and the mask to hide behind. So if all goes up, then you never really lost anything. But when you don't show up as your whole self, what you sacrifice is human connection. And when you have two representatives, and that's the worst part, is when he come as a representative and you come as a representative. When you have two representatives showing up on a date, then it kind of makes the whole thing a bit fucking pointless. And it does. It does make the situation pointless. Y'all both just sitting up there lying. And y'all can tell y'all lying about some of this stuff too. It's just popping up in your head and just falling out your mouth. You cannot just do that. Why even go? Why even go? That it just really says that. It really says that. So if you do feel like you don't want to be in a job interview on your date, do some of these techniques to get you through the date. Relax your expectations on what date means. Don't go into the thought of a date means a relationship. So that's number one. That's key. Use your dating way to meet like-minded people and not find a way to look for a life partner. So when you're going out on that date, that first date is not supposed to, or in any aspect of you going out dating, you shouldn't be saying, when I go out dating, I'm trying to find my wife or I'm trying to find my husband. That should not be the expectation of a date. That shouldn't be the expectation. Now, if the date goes well and y'all continuing to communicate, y'all building a bond, now you may start seeing expectations of what you may see in that person. But a date should not automatically make you feel like you are confined to the thought of this being your person. It doesn't mean that. And you have to be open to the fact that it doesn't mean that. You have to be open to the fact that if this goes belly up, you'll be okay. Because you're taking the chance of dating. You're taking that opportunity. You're taking that chance. But that's what dating is. It's a chance. And a lot of times it's a chance that either works or doesn't work. But most times it don't. Especially if you get on that date and you start seeing that it's a lot of things that this person is doing, or even saying, like, after 3 dates, you'll start to notice a little bit more of what that person, how, the moral codes, the values that they have, spending habits, because you'll be having conversations about that. If you're not having conversations about any of those things that I just said, or you're not having thing where your conversation leads to those things, then you need to not even go on no third. It shouldn't even be a second or third date. Because the first date, yes, may feel like a representation of who you think you're meeting, but the conversations need to still go onto a level of, I'm trying to see where your mind is. It's not just supposed to be all fun and games. Y'all just sit up there laughing, people watching and just kikiing the whole damn date. Yes, do that. But do also have some serious conversation. Do also figure out who you sit across the table from. Learn that person. Instead, use your dating as a tool to meet people for a coffee and go chat. It'll take the pressure off these early interactions to where it's not so much. You don't have to feel so heavy. So I heard someone say before, oh, if someone take me on a coffee date, I'll never talk to them again. That's why y'all don't meet genuine people. You think that every date is supposed to be where somebody going to spend $1,000 on you? In a first date? A first date? You're not this person's wife nor husband. And you think that a person is supposed to be taking you, like, I'm genuine. I have been genuinely confused when I see conversations or hear conversations that speak of a person having to take you on a $500 date on a first date. Like, you got that, like, the restaurant has to be a $200 plate. It needs to be floating in a helicopter on the top floor, where the floor go in and out of the sky. That's how they be feeling. They feel like they're supposed to be flown out for a first date. And a lot of these men and stuff were actually doing this, and that's why they got that expectation, because y'all were doing these things, and then y'all get mad when these girls keep expecting that. But again, I did say girls, even these 40-something-year-old girls, they be expecting that, and they grown, but they still girls. So relax your expectations. Don't go out thinking that this is automatically going to be my wife. She so this, he so that, they so this, they so that. Relax. Relax, okay? Pump your brakes. Realize, ask questions, see why people single, get into their head just like they're trying to get into yours. Understand them. Adopt an attitude of gratitude. Dating can trigger all sorts of fears and insecurities, especially the fear of not being good enough. Instead of focusing on all the things that you lack, shift your mindset by focusing on all the things that make you great. Step into the shoes of a loved one and think about all the things that they love about you and all the ways that they appreciate and respect you. And use that as a value tool to prepare your mindset, because people do go out on dates lacking confidence. But you shouldn't even be dating. Like, it's a lot of spectrums to dating. And we say why a person shouldn't be dating, but do we ever say why a person should? Sometimes dating is evolutionary for a lot of people. It helps them grow and learn about who they are. Because a lot of times you don't even have conversations with people because you're timid. You're scared to let people see who you are and what you're talking about. And you'll just let them keep on just thinking you just the weird person, instead of just being, because a lot of the stuff you got, I'm sure, is greatness. Until you start speaking about it, nobody will ever know, though. You got to speak up for you. That confidence level, a lot of that does come with how you were brought up too. If a lot of people were timid when we were going, in high school and middle school. You had a lot of timid people who were scared to try new things, step outside of the box or anything, just because they didn't have people encouraging them in their home. And you create a whole lot of insecurities within people when they're like that. And now you got insecure as grown people that now are pushing their insecurities onto other people just because they don't know how to deal with their insecurities. So adopt that attitude of gratitude. Start looking at yourself as more than just a little bit. Look more, don't look at yourself as this thing. See the big picture of who you are. Let go of the need to be cool attitude. It's tempting to bring your cool representative on a date, but honestly, all people ever want from us is to show up for ourselves. You don't have to have the whole cool mechanism that make you feel like, if I don't show them that I'm like down, and I got common sense and I got professional, not like that. If I don't show them that, how they gonna know? What your conversation ain't gonna show them that you just professional and down to earth, and that you a part of the streets. Your conversation ain't supposed to do that. Your actions show what type of background you got. But why are you trying to put on display that you grew up a certain way or how you hang and all that? Like, why is that something that you're trying to put on display versus just sitting there being the person who you are? You trying to why if you talking to a girl who you think that might be from the hood, you feel like you gotta act hood? You think that's what that person want or something? Be yourself. Let go of that need to be cool. It's no need to go in there trying to be this thing that you ain't never been before. Just because of the type of woman that you approached and you trying to date a different type of person that you've never dated before. Use your feelings as your compass. However, how do you want to feel on the day? Do you want to feel playful, inspired? Do you want to be at a comfort level and at ease? And then work back there when you plan the date itself, so it doesn't go anywhere after the first date. So if you know that's what you want to come into that date being, focus on that as you as you get ready to prepare to go out. You want to have this inspirational attitude, okay, if that's what's in you, do it. If you have this quirky side of you, that you want to put on display a little bit as well. If you have this side of you that shows that you're real cool and collect and laid back, that can happen too. But what you're doing is just being you, that part of you. Just because you're going in with one of your personality traits that you are who you really are doesn't mean that you're being a representative. You're actually still being yourself, but you're only focusing on that part of you for the day, because you don't want, I'm telling y'all, because dating can be tiresome. You sitting out there really trying your best to be the best example of who you want this person to see, right? And then you starting to see that they may be, you feeling like they looking too deep at you, that you're feeling insecure. Maybe they're not talking enough. Y'all not giving enough eye contact. These are things that you have to be ready for when it happens on a date, because if it's happening to where that you see that they're not showing interest in a date, then you have a couple of choices at that very moment. You are going to either try to pull them back in by having more a more strategic way of trying to converse with them, trying something different. You'll either ask them, are they okay? Is this new to them? Figure out where they are with the dating thing. Whatever, any option that you're doing, though, you're doing it to re-spark conversation, because it's very, very awkward on the first date. No matter what nobody says, it's awkward. Unless you just a people person, and a lot of y'all not. A lot of y'all not people. Y'all not. And don't sit on here and lie and say you are, because a lot of y'all not. Y'all might be people that know how to handle being around people, but that doesn't make you a people person. A people person is totally different. Cheers. I keep turning my cup up and never drinking it. But a people person is definitely not just a person who know how to act around people, because sometimes you're in situations where you ain't got no choice but to be around people. But a people person is like the personality trait of very forthcoming, loving, nurturing, the attitude of they're welcoming, they make people comfortable, they easy to talk to. Those are the traits that a people person would have. Those are the traits. So yes, use your feelings as a compass. Set out your boundaries and stand on business. Think about how much time and energy you're willing to commit to dating, and set out some boundaries for it and stick to it. And you have to stand on the business of what your needs are while you're dating. If you're not focusing on trying to learn that person in that dating process, again, you're wasting your time. And we don't want to be wasting people's time, because wasting time is wasting money. Okay. See rejection as redirection. Each time you get rejected or told that, maybe another time, just come to the understanding that a person is setting you free to find someone who might be really right for you. So extend the gratitude and see rejection as you weeding out people in the process. You weeding them out. You gotta have that, because just because you were the one, you may be the one that was rejected, doesn't mean that didn't save you. You that doesn't mean that you ain't the one that got saved. Just an FYI. But as far as those boundaries and standing on business, if you say you don't want to date a person that got all these different things that you don't agree with, and they bringing that to you, and you see it, stand on business. Do not negate your feelings and start allowing these red flags that you don't like to now be green flags, because a person talking good to you and a person making you feel like a certain type of way. No. Because y'all be easily swayed. When you're doing this dating thing in these relationships. They can go take you on a shopping spree one time, and now You don't let these people move in. Y'all be easily swayed. We have to really come like firm when you're dating. You have to be firm in who you are. Be comfortable, be relaxed, be the lovable person that you are, but still stand on business. Or you're gonna have a new roommate. Okay. But yeah, that's my show for today. I just wanted to make sure that we came in and talked about the representatives. That's my that's what my coworker call it, representatives. What are you talking about today? Representatives? What you gonna be talking about with that? Yeah, I know, baby. That's what happened when you're young and know no words. But when you're going out on these dates, do not be the person that is the representative. Look at I'm saying it just like him. Representative, let it be you. Always come being yourself, be real, be the best you that you can be, but always be real. Don't like we serious about that now. Like we older, we got to be more on we're teaching. We're instructors for the youth, and we want them to walk a better path than us, and we want them to still be able to take care of us. We get older now, we don't want no dummies. So you got to be out here being the ones that's giving this guidance, and what you show and what you provide as guidance is going to help them. So make sure when you're going out on these dates and you're dating these new people, you're not bringing your dating representative. You're bringing you. Thank y'all for tuning in. As always, I love y'all. I will see y'all next week. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace.
6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.